Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. Now, there was a bit of an incident involving two tennis players. Not Nick Kyrgios when he was in his doubles match. This is more important. This is the Canadian Shapovalov and Nadal, and it involves the umpire. And the argument is about how the umpire was giving more time for Nadal to recover or whatever during points, and Shapovalov was complaining to the umpire, but the umpire was showing favouritism, but they didn't see it like that. But this is not going to be about discussing whether it was or wasn't. This is a solution to the problem, okay? Now, the whole point of an umpire, right, is to give fairness, right? You have certain laws in tennis, right? And the umpire, a sort of judge, goes about in a fair manner, making sure he does what is right for both players, right? Now, I don't know if there is such a thing, but if there was a tennis statute specifically for umpires, this is what I would want to refer you to, okay? Because you make an addition, and I want to show why I would do this. And I'm going to reference the Bible. And before the atheists complain and say, stop quoting the Bible, if you look at science closely, science asks you to quote a source to justify your argument, right? And I'm quoting a source to demonstrate my argument, okay, in action. The Bible demonstrates my argument in an action, right? Now, what is this I'm going to suggest? Well, it all comes down to the 10 Commandments, right? God put the command, okay, a law, right? He put the command to love into the law, right? Now, the tennis world, right, has to put a similar command into the umpire statute, right? And it means that an umpire, what's the word, is bound by the conditions set out. You see, the problem we have in tennis, right? You have umpires, but they all have different values, different experiences, different biases, right? But there's one thing that we can use to limit that, okay? And that's the law. So, the thing about umpires is, not all umpires, right, need to show, not need to, they're not required by the law, right, by the tennis law, to show mercy. And that is the fault of everything. You see, it's the same for law courts. Judges are bound by their own prejudices and biases, right? And some show mercy and some don't. But the secular law of the country has not caught on. They're a bit slow. You see, you put the command to show mercy. So when we get the umpire statute, right, we put the command. This is just an example, right? an umpire has to show mercy by giving each player in a match the same time restraints. They can't favour one over the other, and it gets recorded. So you can check to see if the judge is obeying the law. Now, that's why you have the law, to enforce a just and what's the word he used? Fair system. That because you cannot get a fair system unless you put mercy into the law. You see, God's law was just because there was mercy and there was understanding. Because the law without mercy is a blind dog, and a blind dog will never get anywhere. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. I understand Shapovalov's position, okay? But here's another. Maybe I don't know if I should make a separate video or put this point in this video. Now, Nadal in his press conference, I'm going to share it. Nadal in his press conference said, "Oh, I never take advantage of my titles because I'm fair, because I'm a sportsman." That kind of thing, right? So let's put that to the test, right? On the court, Nadal says he never takes advantage of how good a tennis player he is, okay? Right, when he's off court, right? I'm sure Nadal, throughout his career, being a number one sportsman in the world, outside of tennis, his influence, right? He must have a high standing, and he must be appreciated by women, right? But my question is, has Nadal ever taken advantage of a woman who has gone up to him because he is great in tennis? Now, there are consequences, right? If Nadal takes advantage of women, that he slept with women, right? And I mean, if you look at all the sportsmen, right, they're very proud of the woman that they have bedded. I'm not saying all sportsmen do that. I'm just saying that the position of Nadal, as good as he is, has he been faithful to the idea that he's never taken advantage of a woman, right? Because if he has, right, taken advantage of a woman, right, but being very fair, he doesn't take advantage in a tennis court, what does this mean? Well, it means that Nadal values tennis higher than women. Now, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just saying that's what reasoning concludes. So it begs for Nadal to be honest. I mean, Nadal is always honest in his interviews. He speaks from his heart. He said, "Oh, I never take advantage of what I do in tennis." So, well, the proof is in what you say, Nadal. Anyway, that's it. Bye for now.